because Nautilus has gone through pick and ban entirely in some of these drafts. So to put that much priority to first pick it, it feels like they are going to pair this with something else aggressive that they think can stomp the Jinx, right? If you're not first picking yourself, you have an AD pairing that's going to get aggressive, and maybe as a result, EG just don't go Jinx at all.
But I do want to highlight how critical it has been for Team Liquid. They were the team to start
Karma
the
Ezreal.
trend in the LCS of the first pick Nautilus.
Yeah, the ban they dropped was the Karma ban. Yes, the Jinx ever like, yeah, you know about this one, but yeah, they dropped the Karma ban to go for Tahm Kench. They consider that one valuable, hovering all kinds of things they won with. But yeah, I mean, Karma Ezreal is the dual lane you think of. If there's something else that got, you know, hidden away as dark tech, then sure, but that's the obvious look.
I think it's for sure what they're going to go for. You don't have to go for it on 2. You can go for it on 3, right? Because Karma's not going to get taken away. I don't think the TL are going to go for a Karma solo lane plus the Nautilus or anything weird like that. So instead, TF has been picked every single game. It's back on EG's side this time around. And when you're playing red, if you go Karma Ezreal plus TF, you're really setting up to play towards the other side of the map, potentially. You can also, if you can get really good pokes, you know, hammer home dives and things like that. So they have options.
Or I also want to highlight, they have played for Inspired. You can just also even play for jungle and not to one of the side lanes. They have had games where EG, where Inspired, counter jungles multiple camps, even in the first rotation. So that's definitely something if you keep your eyes on the jungle pool as we whittle even further down here. Team Liquid kind of expect them to pick up their jungler here while all options are still on the table though.
And it's very interesting. You know, the desk was talking about, Mark, I believe, was the one talking about how he felt the way to beat EG is not to put Danny behind, right? Because Danny is going to get his farm, he's going to get that injection of gold, and he's going to be successful in team fights. So will TL, you know, put this Nautilus to work roaming and getting Bjergsen ahead, for example, right? You know you have the Ornn, so you're not really trying to play through top, but potentially you bring Ornn to mid, you roam Nautilus up, you try to get a power pick there for Bjergsen, and maybe they're going to put their eggs in the Bjergsen basket because he has been so clutch in his career come playoffs time.
Well, time ticks down. The question is, are you locking in alongside? No, it's going for Trundle as an answer to the heavy front line, right? Ornn and Nautilus both going to have those resists to shred through.
And almost guaranteed you're expecting it to go in jungle, but it's really interesting because I was having this conversation with Golden Glue earlier about how, you know, it can be a powerful top lane answer even in the 1v1 to the Ornn. So there is the slight possibility of a flex, but expecting, you know, 90-10 it goes to Inspired.
And I do expect then more priority on Lee Sin here for Team Liquid with a Trundle showing. Yes, it can be flexed away, but that is definitely one of the good jungle matchups for it. And their priority for Lee Sin has kind of dropped off recently in the last few series, so it might see a resurgence here as the bans from EG are just going to hit Nocturne and maybe Jarvan instead as far as the early priority, and then it would leave you open with that.
So I do like the Gwen ban, you know, that is one of the ones that is the most played for Impact. So if you're thinking about side lane champions for Impact, Gwen is a big one. Besides that, you know, he has a couple games on Tryndamere. He can play things like the Gnar or the Graves, but it's more about the push and less about winning through sides. So interesting to see. They are definitely concerned about the potential 1-3-1 and about playing through top lane with fifth pick counter pick available for Impact, who I think has had a pretty darn strong series thus far.
And you can see, actually, yeah, the jungle bans come through. There's the Karma ban at the end right there, just in case you don't go for it there. Obviously, the bans are at top and support, assuming the Trundle is going to be in the jungle. Obviously, most common role there. Leona can be grabbed as just, okay, we're both going to have engage.
And very good against Aphelios specifically. You know, obviously there with the hard engage. So it does have the more offensive look. You mentioned the Twisted Fate. Hey, you want to have more options to play to with Twisted Fate. If you had gone and invested your earlier draft pick of the Trundle space into Karma, then you would kind of be telegraphing a little bit how you want to play too. And so this combination with Ezreal does give them the possibilities of bot side control.
It's really interesting. You know, there's even the possibility of going something a little bit more poke-based, because when you have Trundle plus DF and Ezreal, you could even draft something like a Jace and have a pretty poke-heavy lane and a pretty poke-heavy mid-game. You know, set up with the pillars, land the poke, you know, whittle them down, play through sides.
One thing I would not want from EG is more magic damage, because Merc Treads are already at a premium. With Twisted Fate and Leona on your team already, I think they leave it as a solo AP Twisted Fate and go with an attack damage variant here for Impact.
Could be Tryndamere potentially as well. You know, we have seen a couple games of that from Impact, but a lot of options on the table, and I agree, you don't want to go more AP heavy.
I personally, so there's a Lee Sin I wanted to see. I get one. Here's my double or nothing big bet. I want, oh my, I don't even get time to make it. Never mind, it's the Aatrox. Less exciting, but this has been, throughout the history of Ornn, a winning matchup. It has always been true. Because of the healing, there's not enough burst damage on Ornn to threaten Aatrox, and the healing is still there. So you have plenty of options into this Ornn. Plus, if you're very good with your timing on your Q sweet spots, the extra range on Q1, you can actually interrupt Ornn's attempt at R2s later on into the game. And so Aatrox is one of the longest standing comfortable pick and matchups into Ornn.
And it does feel like TL kind of have to play through mid, you know, potentially pushing Bjergsen as this focal point, try to lock down Jojo Pion, put him behind, get Bjergsen rolling, because I do feel it's difficult to punish the Ezreal. It's difficult to play, you know, fully through an Ornn lane because getting him ahead often isn't a recipe to success. It'll be interesting to see how they would want to play this one out.
Just want to say, Alawi would have been great here. That's a very...
To this, Team Liquid Spring Split will end with a Fallen Nexus. It'll be a sweep. It'll be a rout. 6 straight losses. An 0-3 reverse sweep against 100 Thieves. A 3-0 against EG if it happens. EG 1 game away from that final.
What a crazy moment this is for the Evil Geniuses. With all of their investment into building up young talent. Danny, last year's Rookie of the Year. Jojo, far and away out in front of the voting for Rookie of the Year this year. And this would be, if EG win this, their first LCS Finals appearance. Actually crazy in Jojo's rookie year, in his rookie split even, getting there.
And we'll have to see, you know, if TL can bounce back, because while it is a 2-0 lead, these have been incredibly close series. You know, it's been so back and forth in these games, these tiny moments, you know, the Baron steal, the pentakill, really deciding a lot of game 1. These small things like the missed stopwatch and flash, you know, in game 2 at that fight could have looked different if Hans were able to survive. But already Jojo going to be going at Bjergsen. He is so notorious for playing the lanes to the most aggressive possible. He wants to trade health. He wants to scrap with you and force you to be able to answer.
And what he did there is you play in the minions as Twisted Fate, not only for you to be able to dodge out on chains, but also for them to get aggro. And so he knew as soon as Bjergsen goes with chain part 1, he's coming with the second part. He steps to the side with that confidence that we have seen from him in every lane matchup. He gets a good health trade there. Minions get him the extra damage. It gives him the ability to get level 2 as well.
Gold card trade comes in. Of course, level 2 advantage feels pretty good. Bjergsen in between combos finally gets his own level, but Jojo Pion always good at playing this lane to the maximum. When they played in lock-in finals, Jojo played several games of Sylas TF, and he was crushing the Sylas side of the matchup. But right now, Jojo's winning the TF side of it.
I do want to mention, as we have Whippo giving the Ornn combo right to Impact's face, the other big thing is that it's such a stringent resource here, the health of Bjergsen. So that's why they're calling Santorin early, because Bjergsen has no more health to give.
Jumps on in, Lee Sin for the slow. Bjergsen needs to find the stun. Flashes at the last possible moment. Jojo gets away, but of course that gank burns the flash, and round 2 could always happen. That ward's still there.
Necessary, because Sylas is forced to trade health in lane to be able to get minions, and because of the good trades thus far from Jojo, he has to call jungle. There's no more health potions for Bjergsen, so necessary there. Now it's EG that have to push out.
Yep, exactly. They come to cover here. They know potentially it could be a regank. Lee Sin, though, we of course know his top side. Jojo does not, so he gets the coverage to be able to push this out. They're trying to threaten a potential dive here. Impact needs level 3 kind of to defend this.
Got flash for the outplay.
He's got 3 now.
Damage. Here we go. Red buff is on, puts the shield. They're going to go for the first bit of the fight, and now comes the TP. They're going to find Santorin. 2 turret shots. But Jojo Pion always goes towards the next with teleport.
If that Q had hit, Santorin would be flashing. Santorin would really sweat there. But he gets out. He doesn't have to blow his flash. It's just the single flash from Whippo.
And this is actually great because Bwimpo just, Jojo Pion is base, and then Bwimpo is forcing him to TP topside, so they lose a full minion wave towards mid there. And it is a pretty costly little set of plays. Inspired going to be able to try to pick that up, but I like the pressure from DL and Santorin, deserving of some credit for being aggressive, for always mixing up his pass here. You know, this game, Red Raptors Grump, wrap around on mid, force the flash there, straight up to top, force a flash, and a TP there.
And the big beneficiary, I would say, is Bjergsen, because Sylas getting to keep your teleport, pushing the wave in. Now Jojo has no teleport for Twisted Fate, has to get to his level 6 to be able to make a play. Plus, you're able to refill on potions, he gets another one, and the teleport for the next base.
And another minor advantage that TF really, really wants, Lucidity Boots on level 5 recall, walk back to lane, have a TP with a short cooldown. He's forced to not do that because the recall was early, because the forced TP top, so he's probably not on Lucidity on the timing he wants.
Yeah, it's interesting what this then does to your gameplay too, because now Jojo has to change his focus because he was able to pick up Dark Seal and the boots.
Got the pull back, got the slam, they're both flashless. Impact's Q's coming up soon. Not able to find it.
Whippo breathing hard at that one, but look at the rotation from JoJo. Twisted Fate is what is the difference maker over Vision. He's going to force them off.
Nicely done here. We'll find a gold card. Impact's on the way, though. Santorin, does he really win this fight? Because over the wall, oh, he's not going to win the W. That could have been danger. That could have forced a ward hop out.
Santorin buys his top laner the freedom to get those minions at turret. That's the key there. Santorin really been playing for the lanes. Mid needed him, he was there. Top need him, he was there.
Good anchor, re-engage. Can he block the shots, though? It's on Summer fires in, forces Dana to arcane shift backwards. Vulcan slowed. Not going to be rooted anymore, and able to walk away, but a good trade out of the TL bot lane. EG's looking for more.
Yep, really nicely done. Both teams being pretty proactive, but have had the correct responses to the plays that their opponents are making, so it hasn't really amounted into much. You know, as you say, Kobe, if Santorin is not there to actually stop JoJo, you lose that entire stacked wave. As the Orin, you have a much worse buy here. And Santorin, you know, playing well in these early minutes, but Inspired, going to be pretty happy, I think, with his position here as well. Been power farming heavily. You know, he knows he's going to be a beast in these team fights. Getting that Orin ult out onto Whippo is going to not only make him so much easier to shred, but it's going to turn Trundle into this kind of super tank.
Yeah, and Pillar is extremely annoying for Aphelios players. You see, Hansama does have Flash and Cleanse, but Pillar and Leona is so devastating. There's so many things that will be thrown towards Hansama this game on Aphelios. He's going to be using both of those summoner spell keys very frequently.
Absolutely, and one of the things I like most, and one of the uses I like most, is actually when you have a team that is like 4 members diving, as TL has, and the AD in the back, you allow those 4 to dive in, and then just pillar out the Aphelios, right? You know, make him walk past that slow field to get involved, and it can kind of set up a 5v4 briefly for you, which can be really effective. But Bjergsen, 6 now, has TF ult. He can look to match whatever JoJo does. So the push becomes that much more important because that unlocks the move.
Look at this reset. We've got our first core JJ roam on Nautilus up to top side. While EG are covering mid, it's top that's under attack.
Knockup comes into the wall. The entire squad is here. First blood in for Santorin's first Lee Sin game of the year.
Santorin plays for his lanes early, and now he gets paid. Core JJ roam timer. First picking the Nautilus, goes up there with this jungler. They get the kill. Rift Herald is going to spawn in 50 seconds, but this dragon timing for Inspired is well before that. So EG are trying to get paid for the death of their top laner for that first blood in an early dragon stacking. And Trundle is one of the junglers that can do dragon at any time. Has no fear, can solo any dragon, no problem for him.
Could be able to take it. It's a big kill. I mean, they get the dive with the minions at the tower, so you lose a wave, you lose your life. Very big deal. It is traded back, of course, for that dragon, as you said, Kobe, on the bottom side. We'll see if it is that kind of role reversal, because in the previous 2 games, it had been first 2 dragons going to TL every single game, and now EG has the first. Can they actually start to stack it up quickly?
Interesting minion wave hold there from Vulcan while they go for a top play.
Flash follow, they find the gold card. Whippo gonna keep running away. Ignite burn now as well. Does he get away from the pullback? He does, but the follow through, it's gonna land, and Impact takes one down.
They had it calculated. The chase down there. It's a counterplay down towards bot side though. Salas ult, no.
Now plenty of tankiness though. Vulcan pops the W and just will not get burned down by a Noon Quiver.
Yeah, and Bjergsen popping the ulti there, just going back towards lane. But JoJo with the spellbook Ignite knew he had the damage for the chase down. You know, Impact not really able to get in range for much, but just didn't need to, as Whippo, you know, has no MR to speak of.
And it puts Aatrox at a really difficult place for Orin to handle once you get, you know, Gore Drinker, and you've got so much crazy healing coming from this champion. Meanwhile, though, Team Liquid make their rotation. You see all 5 members, while the duo lane of EG are bottom. So EG have made the call. We will give you the first Herald. We already got our Dragon #1 stacking, and we want to get paid in turret plates for Danny.
Yeah, and it looks like Orin's going to go down to actually try to answer this, so we'll see how many plates Danny can get. I generally feel if you can get 2, you're really not that concerned about actually giving over the Herald as long as you've been defending your plates. And all of the EG towers do have 5 plates remaining. You know, it's that much more threatening if you're losing a lane hard and then it's just like a full turret.
Sure.
But it looks like they should be able to get, not quite the second. They're going to get about a plate and a half.
Nice knockup means a turret shot. Pretty well done there. Yeah, pretty close game. We saw from the FTX gold graph that, you know, visually the players were pretty close. But Whippo, yes, he's going to be the target there. Was neck and neck with Impact, but suddenly a 3v1 makes that tougher. Ult's going to come down, but no summoners available. They're going to find it from Leona, and they're just going to burn the man down. EG on the board for Danny.
And Vulcan, clean on the timing. All you have to do, stun the Ornn as R2 is coming up. when the ram is close. There is no counterplay there from Whippo, and he gets taken down. Clean tower dive.
Yep, Trundle ultimate, shredding him out. They give the kill to Danny. Danny is going to get that second plate. But Hans has had a lot of time on top side, so despite the fact that there was actually 5 plates up there when the Herald was being taken, they crash the Herald on 3. They do get the full tower. All of that gold's going into Hans's pocket, so he is ahead of the curve. 2,500 gold on this base. We'll see if he can carry from this position because he has been able to get out to early lead a couple times.
Flash, the kick's in there. They're going to get him. Just beautiful. Santorin gets kill number 2.
Surgical dive after surgical dive. I like the development here in game number 3, with each team trying to put more pressure on these weak points, the points without the flashes. Jojo, the vulnerable one here. EG punish again. Santorin right over the wall.
And Santorin has just been on fire in game number 3 here. They really do need someone to step up to build that confidence for TL, get some momentum going. And it's been Santorin forcing flashes, punishing those flashes with the repeat ganks. Been everywhere, has the early Gore Drinker here already.
He literally beat the top laners to their mythics. He beat the Aatrox to his Gore Drinker. That is awesome. Let's go, junglers.
I mean, the second mythic in the game. Like, oh no, Hans Sama, who I donated a turret to. Oh, you beat me to mythic.
Yeah.
Darn team play. And Vulcan sidesteps, but he's still in a bit of danger. Oh, it was the bait! It was a bait, and Core JJ falls.
That is a swing and a miss. Rare miss there from Core JJ, and Team Liquid unable to follow up. This is a huge now window for EG to play off of, because you always look at, yes, the gold given over, but there's been so little map control that EG now can take much more.
Oh, Hans has to flash the wall. Good timing.
Killer.
Patience, okay. Get to the wall, makes it out safely. Good summoner down.
But really well placed, on that pillar, hugging it against the wall so he can't actually kite around, has to flash the wall, only way out. And now looking to pressure here around mid lane. They have the setup.
Well, they're not going to be the play, though. Bjergsen is going to take the
Covering,
farm.
I guess.
Up farm, overall. Hasn't found his TF ulti play just yet, but holding on to Leona might find the next one.
50 seconds, I always turn my sights towards resets for Dragon. Takes about 30 seconds to walk back out from base, so around 50 seconds you want to get everybody recalling by your control wards, transfer your vision over to the Dragon area in preparation. EG have some extra tools to utilize though, of course, with Jojo Pin's ultimate, and they're actually going for a top play
On
here
the way.
Liquid.
He's got a million stuns. He's got that Leona ulti. Naka's going to land there as well. Just the chain CC is in. Absolutely no way to live. Beautiful roam, beautiful setup, beautiful kill.
Team Liquid anticipate the bottom side setup from EG on Dragon, and they say, we will actually get paid first, taking the kill on your top laner.
And because TL have double TP, if they want, they can still actually contest this, right? Bjergsen actually bases, he's TPing back. Ornn is pushing out topside, but he has TP available as well. And EG want to try to continue to stack this, but will Ornn come? He's basing now. They have vision of it.
Truck's top with no TP. And it's like 25 seconds away as well, 30 actually. So
I think they contest
it's a 4v5. If TL want to play it, it's 4v5, but they don't know if they have the positioning, they don't know if they have the vision, and they're going to let it go.
I think the ultimates are just too critical for this team.
Yeah.
They're too big for having Sylas and Ornn and Lee Sin all down ultimates. But again, they chose to take the gold in favor or in allowing EG to pick up that second dragon. Second dragon doesn't make you sweat too much, but trying to get that extra gold here for Sylas to be able to scale. Bjergsen now approaching that level 11 and completion of Mythic. When you really get that cooldown reduction on this champion, it's where he starts to shine in the mid game.
Well, this could be potentially a dive here. We'll see if they want to go for it. Vulcan does have ulti if they can find the setup.
Look towards Hans, but they knock down the wave, out they go. Nice try by Danny, gets the shots in. I want to point out, TL up about 1,600 in earned gold, since TF's printing about 400 to his team automatically. It is TL doing really well in getting stuff done in the early game. Obviously, that turret is a lot of that, but it's 1,600 earned gold compared to 2 dragons. EG off to the races on that.
Absolutely. I mean, you look over at the TL side and you look at their core 3, incredible scaling between Ornn, Sylas, and Aphelios. All these champions, going to be very, very threatening in the later stages of the game. So, TL not feeling like they're under pressure too much right now.
I want to bring up very early the topic of Grievous Wounds, because already Evil Geniuses with Aatrox and Trundle, massive healing on this team. With it also being an Ocean Soul, Team Liquid are definitely going to keep in mind very quick purchases for actual proactive Grievous Wounds application, not just things like the Bramble Vis that require you to hit them. So definitely keep an eye on that, especially if the next dragon goes Evil Genius's way.
And now we get to see what happens, because 8.5 minutes until Ocean Soul makes that pretty dangerous. And on the side, though, you have to feel like TL's scaling's got to feel decent, right?
Yeah.
Ornn and Aphelios are like yo, 35 minutes the dream, man. Like, get me on 3 items, that sounds good, but competing priorities here.
And Sylas is incredible. A big part of this pick into Twisted Fate is, yes, being able to answer and steal ultimates early on, so you deal with early pressure, but this champion is a monster scaling team fight champion. And you look across, he does have very good ultimates to choose from, especially the Leona ultimate one. So Sylas is a very underrated scaling champion, especially with the buffs they gave to his scaling stats. Now he's level 11, rank 2 ultimate. You get some cooldown reduction in there with the ability haste.
Yeah, Leona, one of the things with the ultimate that a lot of people don't realize, because no one goes AP Leona, is the AP ratio on it is actually crazy. It's
the true power of the sun.
It's a 0.8 ratio, so 80% of your AP is going into it. You know, it is quite powerful in that. I remember, you know, seeing some plays back at MSI in the day.
Oh, flash engage. You're going to be running out of 3 of them. What's going to land as well? CoreJJ flashes, tries to stay alive, will not do so. TF in for 1. Impact in the front line. Orenhorn comes across, finds very little. Hansama goes down, and Whippos to follow.
It's a massacre, and Evil Geniuses are not done. Impact hunting them down.
The turret's there for safety, but Vulcan just cannot die. Santorin kicks one back, wants Bjergsen to live, but the gold card lands. The pillar's there forcing a flash. Evil Geniuses say TL smart, but we got the hands, we got the team fighting, and the clutch gene belongs to Evil Geniuses.
Again, the initiative belongs to the geniuses here. Popping the ultimate, no hesitation. This team strikes quickly, they strike hard, their rewards are massive. Bottom turret given over to Danny. This man is so rich now. Essence Reaver's already done, looking to finish up the Muramana as well. Take another look at it, and it is Vulcan who leads the charge. Always getting this man on either Leona or Nautilus has been so critical for them. Danny follows up, beautiful combo over the top. They force 2 flashes out there with the ulti as well, and then you see Vulcan kiting back into the brush, so they avoid counter damage. And guess what? Hans is pillared off. We mentioned the Aphelios. What's your doomsday scenario? There's a pillar right behind you. You have no mobility, and Impact is teleported into your face.
Yeah, it's just really well played again by EG. No hesitation. You know, TL just trying to contest vision in that river, and EG are just down to scrap for it, punishing them very heavily. Danny now has full components here. You know, just needs about 300 more gold to actually, you know, complete that second item. He's stacking up the tier still, and he's going to have that here pretty soon. 50 seconds until this next dragon. Danny should potentially be able to get enough gold if they give him a jungle camp or 2 to actually complete that second item. And then I think EG are happy to try to fight for this.
Feels like it. I mean, they've completely flipped the gold lead right there off of beautiful team fighting, and I just feel like it gets better from here at this point. So let's see if it happens. 30 seconds till the Ocean Drake spawns. Soul Point pacing for a 23-minute Dragon Soul.
And we have to remember, you know, how strong Ocean Soul is for the Aatrox. Because you have the heal ump, it's one of the best champions in the game to actually be able to grab that. TL dropping Herald mid to try to get Prio and set this up here.
Not as much as they can. Should still get the charge. Indeed, it will do so. Turn on a half HP, so one good fight can mean knocking down mid-outer.
All right, the positioning going to be very, very dangerous here.
Oh, they found Bjergsen. 2v1, he takes the Aatrox for big healing. Is it going to be enough, though, as he just kicked around and kicked in the teeth? And no, not just quite shut down. Finally, the card lands, but the re-engage looks good. It's a 4v3. They're going to shut down Vulcan. Onto Inspired is next, and they're going to find the kick back in the burn down. Danny, stunned for a second, but gets out. Now it is a 4v3 favoring Team Liquid.
They needed that so critically for Team Liquid, the counterpunch. They actually got 2 off of EG. Now, can they turn it into a dragon?
He's poked so low. Another Q hit from Danny, and Danny can go aggressive here on the Whippo. Whippo separates the team.
No one's really in range. He's got to flash away! And Danny just always knows his limits. Flash to safety, heal to stay alive, just barely back in there. CoreJJ forced to run away. Gold card could mean CoreJJ can't quite find it. But Santorin wants in. Santorin's got the Q. He's got the setup. They're going in, and they've got that one. Good sidestep by Impact, but the anchor's going to land. They trade him back, though. Impact will get kicked, and he will go down.
Team Liquid have life left in them. It will be a 3v3. Whippo, 7 seconds left on his arrival.
And they have better health bars now because Inspired and Vulcan have respawned. They are back here. Danny is healing up. It is not over. The scrap is continuing. Bjergsen on the side.
That pillar's beautiful.
How much poke can Danny get done? This Ezreal is their only advantage. Pillar up there from Inspired, maybe they can poke out some advantage.
Hans has a blast plant to join the fight.
Well,
They can still
here.
flash for
Flash too.
gameplay as well.
Or
Could look good. Okay, Hans has his fight for now. Vulcan goes in, they take the chain CC, a great stopwatch. Huge by Bjergsen, and now Hans Sama's firing, and they gotta get a bunch of kills in this one. Bjergsen low though, but walking away from out of range.
Comes Impact.
It's fire rooted in place, here comes Impact indeed. Wants the next one, but Centauran at 200 HP. It's a smite, steal, or bust. And EG in the long play make it happen. TF sees them all running for their lives. They run for the hills, and they're gonna get that shutdown.
EG just keep doing it. They never give up on the play. Out team fighting TL again. That was like 2 minutes of non-stop team fight there. Danny hitting so many critical Mystic shots, chipping Hans low, and stopping them from taking the fight.
EG do not say die unless it's a command to Team Liquid. They are forcing these kills 10-7 now.
Oh, this is starting after the fadeaway Mystic shot from Danny. I loved that one with the Arcane Shift, but Bjergsen had teleported in, and this was a Team Liquid re-engage where they get the burst damage down. Impact, even as tanky as he is, they finish him off, and for once they have priority with their top laner coming up first. Lowest stat timer on Bwipo. They transition over to the Baron, but once again, it was no hesitation from Vulcan. He went immediately, engaged onto Bjergsen. Danny kited out the chains part 2. He finished up the extra damage. EG, this team will give no quarter. They are looking for that 3-0. They are hungry for a spot in finals.
And you've got to love, they're just of one mind. You know, one person goes in, there's no hesitation. They're all following the call there and trusting in their mechanics to be able to actually make those calls work in these very scrappy games 3 times in a row. You know, Hans, it feels like he gets ahead. You're counting on TL to play this slow, measured game that they have for years, that they have, you know, won 4 championships with. But EG are just out scrapping him time and time again.
And it's so much this is the EG Academy system. Like they grabbed Danny last summer's split, they grabbed Jojo Pion in spring. They're like, they just have the talent scouting.
And even the amateur system below that, the EG prodigies pulling up these young talents. Let's see if they can finish the job though, Freak. They 3-0'd Cloud9. Can they also 3-0 Team Liquid?
And then you just look for it tomorrow, right? 100 Thieves, that's gonna be quite the match. But Danny is on another level today. He's one of those players whose start in pro play was during COVID. It's all from home. And then, hey, he is firing on all cylinders in playoffs.
For Team Liquid, though, you have to put trust in your carries. Hans Sama, Bjergsen, Centauran, all doing well. You know, they have the ability to take these fights. They just need the proper setup. You have to have someone marking impact. Don't let him get onto the back line. Create space for Hans and let him do what he does, because this guy is one of the best team fighters in the business. But they have to buy that time for him to get his job done.
Exactly. I think time is key for Team Liquid here. Bwipo will get level 13 next, upgrade his own item, then start handing out upgrades to the rest of the team. Give more and more power to Hans to be able to rip through the rest of EG. Team Liquid have to solidify their efforts here. 2 minutes left on the Dragon Soul. 2 minutes until the big stand.
And we'll see if Bjergsen can actually get to Zhonya's before this next fight, because that is going to be such a big purchase. He's sitting on the broken stopwatch. You know, he has some gold to his name, but does need more.
He should have time.
With JoJo having rapid fire, like, you are so susceptible. So if he can get there, that would be
Ooh,
big. They're trying to sneak Baron here. He's on blue-white, so he does have the chakrams, but they suss it out. Nicely spotted.
Danny, he can pentakill, he can steal Baron. He's got the vision game on lock, man.
He doesn't even have to steal the Baron. He will deny it with a ward.
Wards save lives. And in this case, maybe TL's. You know, last time we saw that, it was Penta, so, you know, they walk away. It's a pretty safe choice here. I mean, it was a smart play, and TL about to go for broke.
It's crazy, this story for Team Liquid, though. Team Liquid has been the most successful franchise since we incorporated franchising into the LCS. Dominating so many wins, back to back to back, LCS championships for themselves, and wanting this year small tweaks, bringing in Hans Sama, bringing over Bwipo to get another one of those. But to be stopped here would be such a critical stand from Evil Geniuses. So much effort, time, work put in from both of these teams.
Just impressive to see EG stepping up as well. Yes, I mean, TL, this super team that had such expectations on them, right? Put together to dominate the league.
Still do.
Of course, I mean, they're still incredible, of course, but it's EG who were 2-8 against Team Liquid this year. staring at the barrel of 3-0ing it, and getting so much revenge when it matters most.
I mean, it's been the steady improvement, you know, from the 3-2 loss. You know, you look back all the way to lock-in when it wasn't even close. It got close earlier in the playoffs, and now they are the ones dictating here. Just under 30 seconds until a potential Ocean Soul here. Bjergsen looking for a pick. This will be a big one.
Big lockdown. Gets away from it, though. Misses the stun. His impact heals all the way back to full HP. Aatrox can be traded now back and forth. But we got JoJo down here as well. And Bjergsen's not long for the world. Tries to heal up, runs away for his life. JoJo gets a fadeaway stun. Inspired now here as well. Bjergsen burning down. Trundles eats him alive. 2 for 0. And Impact keeps healing. Other side of the team fight, though, is just Core JJ dying. Hans Sama burns every cooldown to run away and hide as his team just dies.
The geniuses have done it. Bring Ocean Soul is there, and control of the entire map is theirs.
They can go straight to Baron. They have the Ocean Soul. They're still healthy here. Santorin is down. They're going to go straight for it. This would put the game squarely in their hands. EG, everything they need to sweep TL out of playoffs.
And you hear the tides of the crowd come alive. Evil Geniuses with the most decisive game in game number 3 here to get themselves into position to sweep Team Liquid.
Baron's gonna go down, no chance to take it away. Evil Geniuses, they trusted in their scouting, they trusted in their talent development, and the players they picked up, every single one has been clutch in this series, and we get to watch that fight again. Impact getting help quickly.
Yeah, Impact getting help quickly, but also a critical sidestep. You know, on the Q as it comes in from Santorin, look at that little dodge down. He avoids that, gets the Core Drinker heal, has the ulti pop, so much healing coming through. JoJo arrives, and then Bjergsen, who has the Zonies available, Inspire just drops the Trundle ulti, and Bjergsen straight up burns down to it, while on the other side, Vulcan lands an ulti on Hans. He's pushing him back. They can't get to Danny. Danny is bursting through Core, and for Hans, it's a full-on retreat.
Beautiful stuff there from EG, and especially Impact and JoJo fighting their way out of that one, fully stacking the Conqueror. Try and take me down. They picked the God of Healing for just that, and now with Baron buff, they're coming for that Nexus.
They're gonna knock down one turret pretty easily. Baron is on, and it's time to get a lot done. 4,000 damage out of Impact. A world ender indeed. Top turret goes down. They're playing the map. They're spreading it out. EG know they will collapse when needed.
Impact has just been incredible for EG in this series. Has been getting the better of Bwipo for sure. And Bwipo and TL gonna need to step up now because this gold lead increasing ever more for EG. 6,000 ahead, plus Ocean Soul. Add another 4,000 of stats for that. This is basically like a 10K lead. You have Baron buff in your pocket as well. It's so difficult.
Take note, 100 Thieves. Impact knows how to use Aatrox, and he will counterpick an Ord.
Yeah.
He definitely will. And now, EG pushing in right up to the inhibitor. They do send out JoJo, as you can see, on the map to get mid-wave pushing as well, so they can get the 4-1 split push and finish the deed.
Time to go for the turret. A little bit of poke out there from Danny. Bwipo starting to get chunked with the fact that Cyrilda's is in, and that means Danny can kill frontline too. The man's barely got 1.5 items right now, so Bwipo walking back to the fountain to heal up. The can is still shooting down at the TL base.
Hans critically just bought his IE. He was on just the BF. They need that desperately. It's really up to Hans to carry the damage of these team fights.
They want to go in for the turret fall, but it's too late for that one. Fortunately in the front line, True Shot Barrage on a 3. Bjergsen on the side, dives right on in. Can they burn down Impact? And they cannot. Immunes the gold card, but already frontliner is dead. They find the knockup. They're going for broke. Danny stays alive. Centaur gets a kick, but not onto a second target. 2 for 0. And EG will heal all the way back up with this Ocean Soul. Stun lands.
As they're pushing in, they have the Ocean Soul to go full.
A bit more, a hook, a Core JJ dead, and Evil Geniuses will just slaughter everyone. A 3-0 victory. The clutch gene belongs to the young guns of EG. They will crush Team Liquid, and EG will head to their first ever LCS final.
Truly looks like the team of the next generation of the LCS. 2021 Rookie of the Year, Danny, and by far and away,
2022 Rookie of the Year.
We're halfway through the year, but a lot of votes riding out JoJo.
And a lot of new fans going the way of EG today. You have to think in a year where so much discussion was about these new rosters being imported in for Cloud9, for TL, for all of these different teams. It's JoJo, Danny, these massive carry performances for EG. Canadian and American here walking out on the stage alongside Vulcan, another Canadian. Inspired and Impact also massive for this team, really showing up. Inspired has been showing so much growth throughout playoffs, really returning to the form that I think was expected of him and showing us what this EG team is truly capable of.
EG has bested every other team that made changes coming into this year. There is one final boss left for them that did not make a single roster change, and that is 100 Thieves. The growth has been amazing from Evil Geniuses, but now they go against the defending champions tomorrow in the finals.
And the question is it a new dynasty in 100 Thieves, or is it EG making history? 4 different winners and 4 different splits to be a first for the LCS. We heard this was going to be a competitive league. We heard from all these top players like, yeah, the LCS is a lot closer than before, but league-wide, the fact that we keep getting changeover and winners, like, that's exciting too.
It's absolutely amazing. I mean, again, Danny 8-0-4 in this game. Like, he was just immaculate throughout this series. You know, even when falling behind, the team really did a good job to rally around him, to funnel resources into him, giving faith to the fact that he was going to pay that back tenfold in the team fights. You know, game 1, the Baron steal, the pentakill. Game 2, 10 kills. Game 3, 8 kills and deathless on the Ezreal. They just could not deal with him. And EG as a whole played so